Hey guys, how's it going today? Will here with Saberun Design Tutorial Blog. Welcome to episode 2 of the Photoshop Desk Reference series. In episode 1, we discussed how to streamline our workflow by using the HUD color picker. Episode 2 will follow that convention by covering how to dynamically adjust brush size and hardness using shortcuts and gestures. First, let's grab the paintbrush tool and discuss some of the more traditional ways of adjusting aspects. Probably the first way you learned to adjust the brush size and hardness was by using the sliders in the brush preset picker. That works, but requires extra clicking and an extra open window. Next, you probably learned that by using the left and right brackets on the keyboard, you could increase and decrease brush size incrementally. That's a good deal faster than opening the preset panel, but it only works for adjusting size, and if the size you want is drastically different from the one you already have, it takes a little bit of time. There is a better way. With the brush tool selected, hold down Ctrl plus Alt and right-click on the canvas. You are greeted with an info panel showing the brush size, hardness, and opacity. Depending on what brush you are using, you may also see a red graphical representation of the brush. By moving the cursor left and right, we can change the brush size from 1 pixel to 5,000 pixels literally in a fraction of a second. Move the cursor up and down and you can adjust the hardness of the brush. Much faster than opening that panel, huh? By default, opacity isn't adjustable with a simple gesture. If you find that adjusting the opacity on the fly would be more beneficial to you than the hardness, hit Ctrl K to open the Preferences panel. Under the General tab in the Options pane, uncheck the box next to Vary Round Brush Hardness based on HUD vertical movement. Close the Preferences panel by clicking OK and check your brush again. Ctrl plus Alt and right-click if you've forgotten. Notice this time the info panel lists only the size and opacity. Now if we move up and down, brush opacity is adjusted while hardness stays static. If you prefer to leave the settings at default, you can still quickly adjust brush opacity by using the 0 through 9 keys in combination. Tapping the 1 key a single time will set opacity at 10%. Tapping the 0 key a single time will set the opacity at 100%. If two numbers are tapped in close succession, both will be used to set the opacity. For example, hitting the 0 key and then immediately hitting the 1 key will set the opacity at 1%. You have to be quick though. The buffer is only about a half a second. Any longer than that and the input buffer will be reset. Bear in mind, if you are not using a painting tool, the numbers keys will change the opacity of the active layer. Also note, you may already be aware of this shortcut and wonder why the 0-0 key combo does not set our brush to 0% opacity like it does with the layers. It doesn't work because a brush cannot be set to 0% opacity. If we look at the opacity selector at the top of the screen, we see the range, unlike the opacity in the layers panel, goes only from 1 to 100%. And that's going to do it for episode 2 of the Photoshop Desk Reference series. Remember to visit us at www.saberun.com for more easy to follow Photoshop tutorials. Thanks for watching and I'll see you next time.